AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
What kind of weather does the month of June have in store for us? Here's Lydia with our Agri-weather outlook.
We've noticed some changes in our drought monitor. After 2 soaker systems throughout the month of May, some differences have been out there. We've made an impact on our drought. Now, it's not totally gone. We still have some work to do, but we've taken a step in the right direction. I'm going to start you off with last week's drought monitor. Notice where you are, notice your location, and then I'm going to push my button to fast forward to the latest. Now, we haven't seen a lot of changes. One of the most noticeable is that the area of moderate drought, this tan color that was stretching from the Southern Valley over into Lakes Country up toward Highway 2, has kind of broken up and shrunk. The Twin Cities no longer under any level of drought. Same story goes for the Bismarck area along I-94 close to Fargo. And we've got some holes in the image there down in South Dakota, where earlier in the month, the entire state of South Dakota was under some level of drought. Still a few pockets of extreme drought do exist out into the western parts of the Dakotas, both north and south. Throughout the month of May, picked up a lot of rain. We had those 2 super soaker systems focused on early to about mid-May and then wrapped up about the 20th, 21st for the latest May moisture. Over 5 inches during the month of May in Bismarck, over 3 in Minneapolis, over 2 in Fargo, same story in Sioux Falls, and less than 2 inches for Grand Forks and Duluth. So we made a big difference. So then I wanted to show you where do we stand compared to normal. That's your 30-year average. And based off of that, we are still behind on moisture since January 1st. Not the case out in Bismarck. You're actually ahead on moisture, which makes sense in that latest drought monitor image that you just saw. 2.65 inches ahead. Some areas out in that direction actually did pick up closer to about 7 inches of rain throughout the month of May. Still behind on moisture, though, for a lot of us. And Sioux Falls, I wanted to point out, well behind. Minus 3.33, so over 3 inches behind on moisture since January 1st. So that takes us through what we have seen so far of 2025. Now we're turning the calendar into June. I am expecting a warm start with above average temperatures for at least the first few days. We watch out for a pattern shift after the first couple of days of June, getting into early to mid-June at this point. And the jet stream shifts. We cool down closer to about average or even slightly below, and that does pick up rain chances and thunderstorm chances. You will see that jet stream shift here. So we've got that ridge bringing in the heat for the first few days of June. In comes the little bit of a cool down here as we do go into the later parts of next week, so headed into next weekend. I do expect more heat to start building its way back in, but of course, as we go throughout the month of June, average changes a little bit. It starts to rise. For your first few days of June, above average temperatures in the heat slowly works its way off to the east, which leaves a lot of us close to normal for this time of year, which is anywhere from about 70 to 77 degrees, depending on your exact location. We are near normal as we enter the middle parts of June, and that's where we start watching out for more thunderstorm chances, which can bring in quite a bit of moisture.